Hi, my name's Stuart Ashton from Blackmagic Design. I'd like to talk you through some of our new announcements at NAB 2014. Anybody who's familiar with Blackmagic will be aware of some of our technologies, including 6GB SDI, our cameras, our ATEMs, our DaVinci Resolve, and this year's no different in terms of development. We have two new cameras that I'd like to start off talking to you about, the first one being the Blackmagic URSA. The Blackmagic URSA is a full-size production camera which is Ultra HD. This gives you the ability to be able to capture Ultra HD footage into this camera using a 35mm sensor. With 12 stops of dynamic range, this gives you a great amount of detail in your images. But not only is it about capturing the image, it's all about the way in which you work with it. Fantastic thing with this camera is you work in zones. So we've actually put 3 screens on the camera, 2 5-inch screens and a 10-inch screen. What that actually means is that if you have multiple people working on a project or working around the cameraman whilst he's shooting, each of those people can actually work independently of each other. I can see here the audio settings on the side of the camera, I can see the focus and I can see the exposure, and I can go in here and I can go through the menu structure, alter the menus, I can go in and type in metadata, whilst on the other side of the camera, the same can be done completely independently. What this means is if you have an audio guy, the audio guy can be looking at your audio levels, you could have an assist who's looking at your focus and your exposure, which really gives the DOP the opportunity to focus on creativity. A unique thing with this camera is not only the fact that it has 3 monitors and it captures in Ultra HD, it also has an upgradable turret. So what you're able to do is that if you bought the EF mount, which is one of the 2 mounts that we're actually showing at the show, you can actually remove that mount and upgrade that later with a PL mount. That means also that in the future, if we find a new sensor, if we find something that has a higher dynamic range with, also with increased frame rates, it means that we can actually upgrade the body of this camera, because the capability of the camera is able to do 120 frames per second, as opposed to the current sensor, which is only 60 frames per second. As I move along, you'll see that we've also got another camera in our range which people are talking about, which is the Blackmagic Studio camera. This is meant for live production. It's the world's smallest broadcast studio camera with the world's largest viewfinder. This has a 10-inch screen that enables you to really get involved in what it is that you're filming. It gives you great visibility, it's got great viewing angle, which means that when you're filming in a multicam environment, you're actually able to really feel part of the set. On the front of the camera, we actually have a micro 4/3 mount. Most people will be familiar with that from our other camera, the Pocket Cinema camera. The Pocket Cinema camera has 13 stops of dynamic range and has a HD sensor, which is the same as this camera. But also, in addition to the HD version, we actually have an Ultra HD version as well. The Ultra HD version has a 1-inch sensor and again works with full Ultra HD across 6GB SDI. Now when I talk about 6GB SDI, we talk about the ability to send Ultra HD across a single cable. But not only is it able to send the video, it's also allowing you to be able to send data to and from an ATEM switcher. So with CCD control now fully integrated into the new ATEM 2ME, it now gives you the ability to alter things like focus, it gives you the ability to alter color balance, it also gives you the ability to do a 3-way color correction and then save and restore that across multiple cameras. This camera also has a tally light, so you know when you're on air. You can also receive a program feed so that you can actually see the program coming out of the ATEM. And it also has on there as well talkback, so you can communicate backwards to the technical director. My name's Stuart Ashton, this is Blackmagic Design. If you want to find out more information, go to www.blackmagicdesign.com.